After using the new dewalt dwe7492 table saw for some time, I decided it was time to prepare a project for a new workbench, or rather a multifunctional workstation that would serve as a table saw, formatting saw, and router table. Since my shop also serves as a garage for a car seasonally, the main requirement for the new workstation was mobility, as well as dimensional variability and consistency, so that it could be placed against the wall when folded so that it would not obstruct the entrance of the car. After some internet studies and videos from a lot of great woodworkers, I came up with a combination of solutions that met my requirements and started preparing the project in Sketchup. I decided to use 18 mm or 3/4 inch thick birch plywood for the entire structure, including the supporting structural frame. The supporting structure will be made up of elements composed of 3 glued layers of plywood with a width of 100 mm or 4 inches. It is divided into a front and rear frame, where the individual components fit into each other with a system of laps and tenons the size of the width of each element. The frames are then connected vertically using additional 3-layer prisms through a screwed and glued joint. If we show the entire supporting structure in a disassembled state into individual supporting elements, then here you can clearly see how they fit into each other and create a supporting frame divided into 3 separate fields, each of which will serve a different purpose. The middle part is reinforced with elements only in the lower part due to the location of the saw, and in these places the frame will be stressed the most for deflection. The saw itself is stored in the middle part and rests on 3 plywood boards. The top plate of plywood is screwed together with the saw and forms its base. The bottom plate is bolted to the workbench structure, while the middle plate is free and removable. It is for the reason that in the future I plan to make a mechanism that slightly raises the top plate together with the saw. Then I will be able to manually remove the middle plate and lower the saw with the top plate onto the bottom plate. This will give me a place at the top that corresponds to the thickness of one board, and it will be possible to cover the saw with a board from the detachable outfeed table. The saw will therefore be protected outside of working hours, and a smooth, continuous surface will be created on top of the workbench. The left part of the workbench will serve as a formatting saw. The lower space will be used for drawers. For the table sliding system, I decided to use drawer slides with a load capacity of 100 kilograms. The high load-bearing capacity was not chosen because of the future heavy load on the table, but so that the massive carriages would better hold stability during sliding. I will use the space that will be created between the sliding system and the body for the drawers to store my saw blades. The miter fence will be made of an extruded aluminum profile, which will be attached to the T-tracks of the table with screws through an aluminum L profile. The right part of the workbench will serve as a router table. The sliding fence will be made of 3 pieces of extruded aluminum profiles. The 30 by 30 mm continuous profile will be fixed in T-tracks and will carry a dust extraction port in the middle. 2 pieces of extrusion 30 by 60 mm will form sliding parts of the fence, which can be moved to the sides according to the currently selected router bit size. The router itself will be housed in a plywood box with a dust extractor in the back. The front door will be made of transparent material for easier inspection of the interior. For better circulation during suction, it will be necessary to drill several holes in the door so that sawdust does not settle on the bottom in large quantities. The lower drawers will then be used to store router bits and router accessories. As an additional bonus element, I designed a folding table on the right side of the workbench, which will serve as an extension of the work surface and, when folded, it can be used for vertical attachment of elements using T-track clamps and a sliding plate. This workbench is still waiting for some modifications as ideas gradually come. I'm not in a hurry to make it because I have a house renovation coming up soon, which involves a lot of smaller projects that have priority. For example, it will be necessary to make a kitchen, lay floors, or make a new dining table, which are projects that I will try to show you in the next videos. That's all for today, and if anyone is interested, I'm happy to provide the Sketchup project for free to share, and I'd be happy if it helps someone. Thanks for watching.